Ubisoft released the Helios set, and one of the new perks can set yourself on fire, increasing the damage in the process. It's pretty awesome, and there's something else going on with this pack that gives you an infinite amount of money. So there's a lot to discuss, let's get into it. It would of course be awesome if you could leave a like on the video, as it really helps the channel out, and let's go. This is your final chance to enter the Helios Pack giveaway, so to get the armor set, mount and weapon that I will touch on in a second, just follow the link in the pinned comment for a chance to win. Be sure you are a subscriber of the channel before you enter, and if you win, then I'll reach out with an email and a code so you can use this pack in your game. And then you also have access to a new unlimited money farm glitch. It's actually all about the bow, because you can sell that at the blacksmith for 50,000 drachmae. And then you can easily get it back by going to the store, then to the owned section, and then just simply hit it. If you got a ton of helix items like me, then you have to scroll for a pretty long time, but then in the end you will find that it's all the way to the right because it's one of the newer items. Then you get it back, and then it will appear in the blacksmith sell window again, so you can sell it again for 50,000 drachmae. And just repeat that over and over again. So yes, this should obviously not be the case, because you can never sell legendary items, but I guess that something went wrong with this item, I'm not really sure. I totally think that this will be fixed in the upcoming update, but I also think that this update will not hit soon. Meaning that we will likely be able to do this money glitch for the foreseeable future, if you of course got the bow. And the bow is really the key of this Helios pack. Ubisoft has been going pretty crazy with the recent new perks they added with these packs, and the Helios set is no exception. Thanks to the legendary perk on this bow, you get 600% adrenaline, so that's like almost 2 bars after a parry, but the downside is that you catch fire as well. Well, downside, not really with this Helios pack, because thanks to the set bonus of this armor set, you do 200% extra damage while on fire. So you want to be burning most of the times. So yes, I start the fight with a parry. I think that that is the way to go, and then just go crazy till you are not burning anymore, and then you can simply repeat it with a new parry or catch fire through other ways. I really like it when mercenaries or other enemies use fire arrows against you, and then you just stand still and absorb it, and then you get the enhanced damage and go after them. You can of course also use the environment to your advantage, like make a fire yourself, or just go up here. When you catch fire, you get off, and then you have the boost. I try to do an overpower attack immediately afterwards, so you get the nice damage enhancements on many hits from this ability, with the staff for example. And also obviously during this time you do not take any damage from the burning effect, and that's of course also great. I use the battle cry of Ares a lot during combat, so you can just absorb the burning damage and have yourself be on fire all the time to get the extra power. Another really nice ability that helps you stay alive is of course the Ares' Last Breath, and while the ability in the ability window notes that you are parrying incoming attacks, and while the effect is the same with the enemies being stunned after their attempt to hit you, it does not trigger the burning effect. So you still have to manually parry to catch fire that then doesn't do any damage because of the ability that is active. Also good to know is that when activating Ares' Last Breath when on fire, you will lose the burning effect. So it's good to keep that in mind, that you then have to manually parry again to catch fire again. A fun thing you can achieve is taking 0 burning damage, so that when you are on fire you don't have to worry about your health. The set already has 3 times 20% elemental resistance, and that's on level 91 and up. We find it on the bracers, on the chest, and also on the greaves. So you already take less damage from fire while wearing this full set without any engravings. If you then put the 40% fire resistance from the Heracles set on the chest, then you are simply invulnerable to fire and simply take no damage while you are burning. But of course a high chance that you don't have this engraving, because you then have to have the full Heracles set. So then I would recommend the 15% all resistance from the Greek hero set. That will totally help a lot as well, giving you resistance against everything, including the fire. So then you have 75%, and what I found out is that you can then easily stay alive by just hitting the enemy with a sword, for example, because you already get a ton of health back from the damage dealt restored as health. So if you then lose health from the fire damage, you immediately get it back because you attack. Meaning that you don't really need the full burning resistance perk, so maybe you can better have the all resistance from the Greek hero set instead to enjoy the increased defense for all the other stats as well. Interesting that this warrior set comes with a bow that has the crazy catch fire perk. It's a pretty great bow for this set. It has the crit damage that you can totally use because you don't really have a lot, while you can do a ton of crits. I will talk more about that in a second. But yeah, the catch fire downside, it's only nice in combination with the full legendary armor set because of the increased attack that you get. The 600% extra adrenaline is still nice though, and you can just roll away whenever you catch fire if you're not using the Helios set. By the way, what I also found out is that when you parry an incoming arrow, then you also catch fire, so that's another interesting twist. So yes, the bow is the best in combination with the armor set, but you could also engrave the set bonus from the Helios set on any waist in the game, and then it will be 75% damage extra while on fire, so that's still pretty nice. I put the crit chance on the bow as an engraving because I really think that you should put crit chance on any item wherever possible, although I would argue that the cooldown reduction, because you use the battle cry of Ares and the Ares lost breath a lot, is also pretty nice. Then on the bracers and the waist I also put the crit chance, and that waist by the way has extra overpower ability damage as the standard perk. I did not show you that yet. And we also got the hat, and it has the extra crit chance while low health, and that of course can also come in handy when you're almost dead, have the battle cry of Ares active, are burning. So you take a lot of damage, but you cannot die, so you are low health. And then the extra crit chance can of course help. I did not make this build around the low health perk because of the resistance that you got. So I see this more as a nice little extra. Now what I did do is focus on the charged heavy attack a lot with this build, because you can increase the crit chance of that ability even more if you bought the Black Thorn Spear that was at Sargon a couple of times. It's also a Helix item. So even if you then don't have the 100% crit chance, you will still have a high chance to deal a ton of damage, and of course get the health back in the process as well, with the damage dealt restored as health mastery levels. And the best weapons, in my opinion, for the charged heavy attack are by far the heavy bladed axe. I use the Minotaur axe in this example to decrease the cost for the overpower ability as well. And of course add the 50% melee charging speed on that, so you can really spam these powerful attacks. Use the flaming attacks ability of course as well, so you deal even more damage and the enemies catch fire and the area around you too. Another really nice weapon that I like to use for the charged heavy attack are the heavy blonde weapons. So the new Izu Forged Warrior Mace is my choice in this build, with the 25% extra crit chance for the charged heavy attack. And I truly think that at this point with a warrior weapon, you cannot miss that perk that lets your damage go to the other enemies as well, even if they have shields. Sure, I use the charged heavy attack a lot with this build, so then it will not go to other enemies. But in a lot of situations you will still be doing some regular hits, and if there are a ton of enemies around you, then this perk will really come in handy, especially if the enemies have shields, because you then still hit them. But yeah, I tried to focus on the insane crits with the charged heavy attack. And here and there I of course shoot with this awesome looking new bow. Love how it looks in combination with the armor, also kind of red. We see suns with glowing eyes. It's really one of my favorite new bow looks for sure. And again, I'm doing a giveaway right now for that bow and the armor set, and also the mount, link in the pinned comment. And I almost forgot the mount. It's a new horse. It looks pretty cool thanks to the shining hair and tail. There are cooler mounts in the game for sure, but it's a nice addition. And I do feel that it fits the armor quite nice. I also like the glowing eyes when talking to people. That's part of the chest, so you can wear any headpiece with that as well. Obviously, the headpiece cannot be shown in the cutscene sadly. But yeah, overall, I do feel that this set is mostly fun, like doing damage while on fire. It's a fun perk, it's not that great, but it's just fun to toy around with. The look is the overall standout, that's for sure. Subscribe for way more on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I got way more videos coming up. One that is coming really soon is about more secrets that were found in the Fate of Atlantis episode 3. So totally expect that soon on the channel. Totally like the video if you haven't already, it really supports the channel. And check out my previous video on the fact that Ubisoft still has some surprises left for the coming months for Odyssey. I also give you a rundown on what we can expect in the future, so totally give that video a watch if you haven't already. For now though, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.